Morning and welcome to the presentation of our first quarter in 2024. My name is Susanne Linde. I'm CFO and Head of Investor Relations here at Wallenstam. First, I would like to tell you that we have a new layout and structure of our report, so now it's easier for you to read it on the screen. Hope you find it good. I think it's very nice and a good layout. And you can also see up in the corner our 80 years logotype, because this year we celebrate 80 years as a company and 40 years as a listed company. And we will celebrate this during the whole year in different ways. So, Wallenstam today. We have 210 properties at a booked value of 64 billion, where 56% of the value are in residentials. In total, we have 97% of the area are occupied, and we have 830 apartments under construction. So, where are we and what kind of properties do we have? It looks almost at the same like last quarter. Of the rental value, just about half of it comes from residentials, and on the second place you find offices, 27% of the rental value. And we think this is a good distribution of the property holding. Then we go to the result for this first quarter. The net operating income has increased by 73 million. It's 16% up since last year, and we are back on the same level of the surplus ratio like before the energy crisis. The surplus ratio ended up of 74.4%. And I will talk more into details on next page. So, what has happened this quarter? The rental income has increased by 60 million compared last year, and 2/3 of the increase, 42 million, comes from the completed new construction. Both the 250 apartments this quarter and also the one which were completed after the first quarter last year. The transactions give us a minus of 5 million, and in the comparable holdings, it is up by 23 million. The commercial base rent has increased by around 6%, and the negotiation with the Tenants Association about the residential rents ended with a total growth on average for the total group of 4.5%. We made a 2-year deal, and there will be almost the same growth next year. The operating expenses has gone down by net 13 million, and the main reason to lower operation expenses is lower electricity price. Last year we had an electricity price of 2.5 kronor per kilowatt hours, and now we have 90 öre per kilowatt hours. The effect is 29 million lower expenses. We also work hard with energy saving projects, but the rates and charges, for example, water and sanitation and cleaning, are higher. And also the weather related expenses were higher compared last year by 5 million. So in total, the NOI grew by 73 million or by 16%. So the business is going well. Like I said, we completed 251 apartments this quarter, and one of the projects is Kompositören in Uppsala, where we fully completed this property during this quarter, and in total the property has 185 apartments. But it was the last 69 apartments that we completed this quarter. And In Gothenburg, in our urban development project, we fully completed Kallebäcksterrassen, kvarteret 5, block 5. It was the whole project of 182 apartments in one quarter. So you can see it here also on the picture. I think it looks nice. Now we go through the total income from property management, and it is almost on the same level as last year, plus 5 million. The increase in the NOI met by higher financial expenses. They are almost 70 million higher, mainly because of higher 3-month STIBOR than last year, and on average 1 billion in higher interest-bearing liabilities compared to last year. The average interest rate on closing day is 3.27%, and it's almost on the same level as last quarter. We have no new interest rate derivatives during this period. That means that the average fixed interest term is now 37 months, which means 56% of the total loan volume have fixed interest rate. For the 12th rolling month, we report an ICR of 2.3 times. Our properties have a book value of 64 billion, and of this 4 billion is investment in land or ongoing projects and without yield. So the properties in management is 59 billion. So what have happened with the investment properties this quarter? We have invested 524 million in new and reconstruction. The unrealized value changes in properties amounts to 31 million. The average direct yield requirements are unchanged compared to previous year for both commercials and residentials. So like I said, we invested just about 500 million this quarter, and it's around 130 million lower compared to last year. And here the comparable graph here is a whole year. So for this 2024, it's just the first quarter. But it's a little bit lower volume compared last year at the same time. So you may know right now that we have a lower volume of ongoing projects. So now we have 830 apartments under construction, and it's the lowest volume since many years. So, but I will come back to the future later. And now I will go through the different projects in what status they are on in right now. And I start with Kallebäck, our urban development project here in Gothenburg. Here we have Kallebäcksterrassen, kvarteret 6, block 6. This is the entrance to the total development project here in Kallebäck. And it's in total 4 houses of 298 apartments, where the buildings have both roof and windows now, so it's only the inside work left. So here on the left you can see how it looks like right now, and to the right how it will look like when it's ready. So now we work with inner painting, kitchen and so on, and the first people will occupy this in 2025. Then we go to Stockholm, Nacka Grace in Nacka. Right now it's full production here. Virtually all disciplines needed to build a new construction are active at this stage. The frame will be completed at the end of April, and work on the roof and facades as well as interior work is underway. A small interesting part that we will get started with on this week is the installation and treatment of facade decorations in stucco that we have on all facades. We have completed a reference apartment, and the first occupancy will take place in September this year, and it will continue until the end of February, March 2025. And this is really a lovely project. And now we go to Detta, also in Nacka. In our urban development project here, we have one ongoing project of 191 apartments. The frame is up, as you can see here on the picture to the left. And right now the facade work, roof work and interior work is underway. Inside, the interior has begun and the first stairwell is painted, and this week parquet laying and tiles in the bathroom began. And the occupation will start at the end of this year. And the start in that we had in May last year, the only start we had last year, it is in Farsta, ägde, of a project of 172 apartments. And the apartments are in 4 buildings and are located next to Lake Dreviken in Farsta, in the southern Stockholm. The frame assembly is underway and 3 buildings are at the top, and the last one will be completed in the summer. Right now, frame assembly, facade work, installation work and interior work are underway in the apartments. The first occupancy is planned for March 2025 and the last at the end of 2025. So this was the projects that we have ongoing right now. And on next page, it's really fun to tell you that we will finally have a start again. We have decided to start this project in Årstaberg during the second quarter. It feels very good to finally start a project again. And total, we will construct just over 400 apartments here. And this is a very attractive area where people want to live, and this is the most important thing before we start the construction. Because of the high rents, the location is very, very important. Like we always say, location, location, location. I think you have heard it before from us. So we will come back to this, but this is, it feels very good to finally have a new start again. And we also recorded our Q1 report video from this place. So just go into our website and look at it. So the equity is up by 300 million since last quarter, and the NAV per share amounts to 56.8 kronor per share. We have interest rate liabilities of 29.7 billion, and it is 600 million up from last quarter. That gives us an LTV of 46% and an equity ratio of 45%. So quite a strong balance sheet. We have growth our interest-bearing liabilities, like I said, by 600 million this quarter. And the bond market has started to work again, and during the quarter we have issued 2 new bonds, green bonds, of total 700 million. And we use this money to refinance the wind turbines. One was with 400 million with a maturity of 1.5 years, and the other of 300 million in 2 years. Both with a variable interest rate of 3-month STIBOR plus 120 basis points. In April, the older bonds are maturing of 334 million. But like I always say, we are mainly financed by bank loan, and it is 95% of the total financing. So that's how we finance our investment properties. So this was all for today, and I thank you for listening. And if you have any questions, please send me an email and I will try to answer them as quick as possible. So have a nice day and thank you for listening.